Hey everyone, before we dive in, I want to start with a quick apology. I know I've been away for a little while, but life has been busy. I've been juggling a brand new puppy and waiting on the next set of FOIA videos to arrive from the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. These videos aren't cheap, they charge full price, so I've been purchasing them one at a time as I can. I truly appreciate your patience and your support during this process. And speaking of support, a huge thank you to all of you who watch, comment, and share these videos. It means more than you know. If you'd like to help me continue to bring these FOIA documents and interviews to light, you can join the channel. Every bit of support helps fund the next release. Now let's talk about today's video. This is Al Stauch's first police interview, the one where he actually brings in Gannon's toothbrush. In it, Al describes Gannon as a kind-hearted kid, not aggressive, not a fighter, but he also repeats the lies that Leticia had told him. He says that when he left on Sunday, everything seemed normal. Later, he received texts supposedly from Gannon saying he had stomach issues and was worried about being grounded over the candle fire. Personally, I don't believe Gannon wrote those texts. I believe they were sent by Leticia. The detectives in this interview don't seem convinced by Leticia's version of events either. Al even mentions that his wife's biggest concern wasn't Gannon, but herself. She wanted a lawyer and grew increasingly paranoid throughout the day, worried about what Al might reveal to the investigators. With all that in mind, let's get into this first interview with Al Stauch. Following the Starbucks interview, Leticia receives a text message from Deborah Locklear asking, "Do you think he ran away?" And then Leticia responds, "No." And then at 2:16 p.m., Leticia sends a photo of what appears to be Gannon walking outside. Although you can't really tell that it's Gannon, she sends it to Sergeant Hess. Then at 2:23, Harley sends the text to Leticia, "What are you doing?" She sends a dog pic. Then at 4:03 p.m., Al sends a text message to Leticia, "Send the address," to which she replies, 27 East Vermijo Avenue, across 4 Courthouse. And then between 4:04 and 4:17, Leticia sends a text message to someone in the sheriff's office, "We have a question." I find it funny that she said, "We have a question." I didn't see where Al had asked any question. It was her who had a question. She's trying to control this investigation so that the heat is never on her. To which he responds, "Okay." Leticia says, "Want us to look rag or band-aids from our burns from the candle? It might also have DNA to go with the toothbrush. It may be in the trash downstairs. Look for. I didn't want to gross you out." To which the detective replies, "A brush or toothbrush should be sufficient for right now, but if it's readily available, bring it. No need for you to have to search for it right now." And Leticia says, "No problem. What time do you leave?" Then at 4:25 p.m., Leticia calls Al and they speak for 1:41 seconds. Immediately following that phone call, Harley sends a text to Leticia, "Where did you go? I will text you in 10 minutes or so." "Where's Lena?" "Never mind, she's here. She was on her bed. Don't open for anyone." "Where are you going?" "I said I would text you in 10 minutes. Harley sends a question mark. "Something isn't right. I think they're hiding something." "Who? The police?" "They asked for toothbrushes." "Yes." "What do you think they're hiding?" And then at 4:40 p.m., Al sits for his first interview with detectives at the El Paso Sheriff's Office. Here is that interview.
First name is Eugene.
Eugene?
Yeah.
All right. Can I get you anything?
I'm okay.
All right.
I don't think he imagines at this moment right here that something terrible has happened to Gannon. I believe he thinks that he just didn't come home, he's running a little late or whatever. Yeah, he rushed home, but I don't think he ever could have imagined what happened to Gannon actually happened to Gannon.
Hey, Eugene, can you call her and tell her to come down?
Yeah. I'll be right back, Eugene. Got a business card. Hello, sir. My name's Detective Berklich. Okay. I'm just going to collect this stuff from you. Sure. How old's this picture?
He's in 5th grade now, so.
Okay, so a year old,
Maybe.
basically?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Still pretty much looks the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little taller.
Any missing teeth or anything like that?
I mean, he got one that kind of rotted out, but another one coming in, but nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
I know you had one before.
Yeah. Hey, Harley, go wake your mom up. Tell her she's got to come down here where I'm at. Is she asleep? So it's like her phone was off. So.
Well, like, I'm pretty sure she's left, but I don't know where she went.
Okay. Well, keep trying to get in touch with her. Tell her she's got to come here. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye. Let me try it again.
Okay.
Her phone's off or dead or something. So.
Okay. So we wanted to, I mean, this is a big deal, okay, for us. We don't want to mess anything up. So everything in here is recorded, okay? So we want to have a recording of everything, all the information is basically what we want, okay? Because I know some of the stuff that we wrote down out at Starbucks, I know we weren't able to write everything down, okay? So all I want is your portion of all this. We'll go over a little bit of background about Gannon, and then like through the weekend until you left, and we'll just kind of go from there. Okay. So if you can give me some info, tell me about Gannon. What's his personality like?
Yeah,
what's schoolwork?
Fun. He's
everything.
So he's straight A's. I mean, he got his first B in reading, his past report card. So, but I mean, other than that, always does well. Very bright and intelligent. He's like I mentioned before. You know, me and my ex split up, divorced. So as soon as I got custody of them, I started as soon as I could taking them to counseling, just to, you know, in case they had any emotions from that. So he's been doing that, and once again, I gave your partner the number to the doctor, Dr. Burtek, and I can.
How long or how many times a month does he go?
I'd say average once a month.
Okay.
And once again, I'll reiterate that I ask every time, or sometimes I even sit in there with them.
How has that gone?
That's what I was gonna say. Never has there been an issue. I mean, it's good. You know, at first it took him a little bit to warm up, but but he's done good with it. And actually, he's asked to go once or twice. Like when he came back from Christmas, it's hard because, you know, spent time with his mom and he came back. So he's like, I want to go talk. Which I'm so glad that, you know, we decided to do that. So he learns at a young age that it's okay.
So did he spend time with his mom here, or did he go to South Carolina?
Well, our arrangement is she gets summers and Christmas, and then she had come here one time, like, I don't know, October, November, when we had that snowstorm. She came for a couple of days, but yeah, he went for whatever it was, 2 or 3 weeks of Christmas. Okay. Him and his little sister.
During his school break?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, yeah, they went the 20th, and then whenever it got back to 8th or something like that. So.
You had a good time there?
Yeah, everything was good. And it's always, the transition's always hard.
Sure.
But he, you know, they both powered through it, and, you know, never have too much residual, you know, and I make sure they have the access to their mom too.
Absolutely.
So they call and FaceTime and stuff. But no, leading up to when I left, I had a 2-week deal at Fort Sill. I had to go do some training,
Right.
and he was fine. I mean, he didn't show any signs of like over the top sadness or tears or anything like that. You know, it was like, "Oh, Daddy, I love you. I'll see you." You know, when you get back.
Is that a fairly normal thing where you're leaving for training?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't go away a lot.
Okay.
Luckily, I'm full-time National Guard. I only have to go so often, but
Okay.
now my daughter, she took it pretty hard, which kind of surprised me. She was crying, and I don't know who that is. Can I
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello.
Albert Luna, how you doing?
Good. Who's this?
This is Lou. You spoke
Oh
to
yeah.
me today. Hey, I just spoke with your Veronica. She said that the police updated the pay.
Yeah. Hey Lou, I'm actually in the room with the investigator right now. Can I call you back? Yeah, no worries. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. I don't even know who this freaking guy is.
I think there's probably a bunch of people wanting to help.
Yeah. There's and so my ex's aunt knows anybody and everybody, and he's some kind of he does this on the side or for a living. He's ex-Navy SEAL or something. So he's trying to get me to hire him, and I'm trying to sort through it all,
Sure.
now.
Sure.
No, but like I was saying, leading up to leaving, there was no issues. You know, it was just normal. Hey, I prepared him for it.
Mm-hmm.
Got 2 weeks. And my mom was actually there the past couple of days before I left, so which kind of helped.
And you left on Sunday.
Left Sunday morning, I actually drove my mom to the airport Saturday night. So
Okay.
Saturday night I went to the airport, just chilled in the airport till my flight at like 06:50 or something like that. Then I got to Oklahoma Sunday, and things were normal. I think she mentioned we talked about the stomach problems. He started having the stomach problems, which is, he's learning how to manage it, getting a little bit older, but
Sure.
he had a couple times a year.
Do you know what time about on Sunday that happened? Or do you know?
No, I don't exactly, because I was flying, and actually I took a little nap too because I was out of it from staying up all night.
Sure.
But I think they went on a little hike, and then he had that, and he gets really embarrassed about that, of course.
Sure. Absolutely.
So, but she didn't mention anything to me in the moment that he was really over the top, down in the dumps about it. Then
how long has he had that?
Oh, so he was a premature baby, so he was like
Okay.
1 pound when he was born. So he's kind of had that his whole life.
Okay,
In
so
fact,
it's not a new thing.
No, sir.
Okay.
In fact, when he was a little fella, it was bad. I mean, he had accidents all the time, and it was something we had to work through with him. It took him a little longer to potty train. So, but yeah, so they no, she didn't identify anything serious Sunday night. Then Monday she kept him home to try to, because then we got to give him some medicine to help clean him out if he gets to that point.
Right.
So that was that process.
And did he stay home alone on Monday,
No,
or did she stay home
she
alone?
was with him.
Okay.
And then she didn't say anything was out of the ordinary other than the stomach issue. And then Lena came home. He left to go play, which is normal, like we've discussed with the kids at the street. So I didn't think nothing of that at the time. And then she called me and said, "Hey, he's not home, and it's way past the normal, 30 minutes past the normal come home time."
Okay.
So I said, go to Braden's house, which we discussed, those people, and then I said go to the neighbors, and then the one other kid that they go to sometimes. And I had texted them all already, or simultaneously, or whatever, all at the same moment. And nobody had seen him or anything. So
do you know what time he left the house?
So not exactly. My kids get off the bus. Selena would have got off the bus and been home in between 3:10, 3:15 usually.
Okay.
Maybe as early as 3 or 5. So in that range, she was home already. So I'm assuming, based on putting it all together, it was maybe 3:30.
Okay.
In that range. So I mean, could have been 3:40. But
and then what time is his get home time?
Right now in the winter it's like street lights basically when they come on. Definitely by dark. I mean, if he's walking down the street in the dark, there's a problem.
Okay. Sure.
So and that's just kind of something I did with my mom when I was coming up. But and he knows sometimes he gets carried away watching TV in the house with the friends or something,
Right.
and then he comes home and it's like, oh, Daddy, I'm so sorry. So it's like he knows the rules.
Right.
So that's why when she said that, and Tisha reiterated that too. When she said that, it's like it was very abnormal for him to like not be there.
How often over, I don't know, the past few months has he been late from playing? It's not. Is it a normal thing? Is it not?
No, because usually I make him check in if it's an extended period. If it's like they get home and then they're gonna plan on staying out till 5:30, he'll take his phone, or my daughter's real good with the time. She has a little Fitbit watch. She'll take it and I'll say, hey, come home at this time, or like on a Saturday I'd like check in every 2 hours or something like that, or 3 hours, whatever. But you're gonna be where you tell me you're going. If you go anywhere else, you come home and tell me you're going somewhere else, and then whatever.
So I know we discussed the bath salt
Right.
thing, but this because we're here and it's recorded, go through that whole thing again with me.
So my wife, what she's saying is that, and I believe her. I mean, I have no reason not to believe, but she didn't identify when he asked her. That's her. Let me answer. Hey.
Okay, I was getting stomach medicine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, come on down to that address you sent me. They needed both of us. We got to go over this questioning again. I'm in here now, so just come on. Yes, babe. Okay. Well, I mean, I can't. Excuse me. I'll call you back. Okay. I know. I'm sitting in here right now, babe. I'm in the room being recorded under, getting questioned. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out too. So I'll call you right back. Okay. All right. She's obviously frustrated just to be. I mean, this is the 10th time she's.
No, I understand.
So
I understand. But we're a different part of the sheriff's office. Okay, so we're the investigations division.
Right.
Okay, so when we get, it's basically like a referral to us.
Right.
We go through a certain process that patrol doesn't. Even though by the time it gets to us, there may have been the same questions asked over and over and over. We still do it. We want it recorded so we don't mess anything up.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so that's our process. I know it's frustrating.
Yeah. So I hope she'll come. I don't know if I can't make her.
No,
so.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand the frustration and I get it.
So yeah, bath salts. Apparently, after so I'll go through the text message thread again, but he had mentioned something about it Sunday or Saturday well, it would have had to been Sunday because I wasn't home, to my wife, and she said she gave him a little bath bomb that just colors the water or whatever. The kids have a bunch of those laying around. Then I guess it was the Monday. Monday. I'm looking for Gannon. It was Monday morning while he was at home with a stomach issue. So I'll just go through the thread basically. He was also upset because he references it here, he had dropped a candle on the carpet, caused drama, burn a hole in the carpet, whatever. He was worried that he was going to get grounded for like a year. But then he said, I'm sorry, dropped the candle and it burnt the floors, and he said, my tummy hurts. I told him I love you, and I said accidents happen, but he got caught. He tried to sneak around a little bit to hide it because he was so worried about getting in trouble. So he said, I love you. This was a little bit later. No, at the same time. He said, I love you. I said, I love you too. And then he wanted to know if he'd be grounded. I said, we'll talk about it later because I was in my training.
Right.
Then he asked, do we have bath salts? And I'm like, red flag immediately because I know I've heard through the grapevine and, being in the military, we do all the drug tests and stuff. And I asked him for what. seeing if he would respond, and then I told him directly, go ask my wife Tisha, and at the same time I talked to her, like I told you previously. We have a little bit of that in the house that we use, like eucalyptus for our bath or whatever. Sure. And I said, go get all that, hide it, put it away somewhere until we figure out what's going on, so he doesn't get his hands on it. Then is when he said, my friend said if I got some, we could play this weekend. And I told him no. And he said, can we play today if my tummy stops hurting? And I told him I'll talk to him later. I said I'll call my lunch break, whatever. He said his brother has a car for the sleepover on Friday if I can.
Or the whole story is bullshit.
A little bit later, he told me him and Tisha were going to breakfast, and it was after that, I said, hey, and he's like asking me if I could play whatever game, and then I said not today, and that was it.
So he didn't ever identify who the friend was? No,
he never specified a name, and I don't know what conversations him and my wife did or didn't have. But then after that last message was, about the time, approaching the time when he was going to leave to go play, I guess. So I guess he started feeling better, he did his business and was able to function, play and stuff. So, I don't know. I was actually spent a lot of this afternoon after we met talking to the neighbors and stuff, and I don't know which way he went when he left the house. I assumed he went the way he normally did, but those neighbors, those two right there, said they don't have any footage around that time of him passing by. They see other things going on, but not him. So he may have gone left out of the house instead of right. So I'm not 100% sure on that.
So normally he goes to the right.
Normally goes to the right because that's where the Braden and that family is, and all the kids that they always play in the little cul-de-sac there.
We went to the school, talked to the school. By all accounts from them, he's like incredibly smart. Not a problem student at all. Has some friends, but not really anyone that they could identify as like a best friend that he's constantly hanging out with. Yeah. But he does have friends. Yeah. And I'm trying to remember the kid's name. Jimmy.
Yeah, the first I heard this name is through this.
Okay. So you don't know who Jimmy is?
I don't know Jimmy. So, to reiterate what we went over before, all the kids that they hang out with regularly, or they begin to hang out with, like new kids come along, we try to meet the parents, exchange numbers. That way, if their kids are at my house or vice versa, it's like, hey, send them home, or hey, can they play today? Just that communication, so we know what my kids are doing.
Right.
And then I only found the name Jimmy because I contacted Braden's mom, and I'm like, hey, is there any other friends that your boys know that Gannon hangs out with, or chums with on the bus, or whatever it may be that. Well, I asked him. I tried to think how I phrased it. Any other friends Gannon has that ride the same bus? Because that whole section of the neighborhood rides the same bus, so that would kind of narrow it down. And they threw out the name Jimmy. So while the search was going on with the neighborhood last night, because like we told you, that everybody was out helping and looking.
Absolutely.
They found the kid Jimmy's house, which is I think right on the street behind us. And they recognized Gannon, the father did, and maybe Jimmy had spoken of him. I'm not sure the details of the conversation, but they recognized that Gannon was, Jimmy's friend or acquaintance, but Jimmy didn't have an older brother, so it didn't fit what Gannon was saying to me. Then Harley, my stepdaughter, and I think she had a couple of people with her specifically. I think they found another kid, same age group range as Gannon, that had that older sibling or older brother, whatever. But both Jimmy's parents and that family said they hadn't seen Gannon that afternoon.
Okay.
And that is kind of, other than the come and go situation where they had him and they did, and then they didn't. Right. That's really the last information that I've gotten that I can remember.
So when we talked earlier, you mentioned a TikTok account that he had.
Yeah, I don't. Normally he'll watch YouTube in relation to the game he plays. Sometimes he'll get off on this. There's a FGTV. There's a couple shows that my kids like to watch, and I usually either watch an episode or I just pay attention to what's going on. And they know there's some things that are on the no list, and all parents have that, I'm sure. But the TikTok is something I've been paying close attention to, and then I saw a news article the other day at work, or on the news actually at work, and they were like, such and such happened, these challenges are coming out, that happened. And after that, I told them no, and I texted my wife and said they need to get rid of these TikTok things. This is my wife again. Let's see if I can get her to come. Hello? Hey. Yeah. They're trying to, it's a different department, obviously, the same people we talked to at Starbucks, but they want to get it recorded so that they don't, that we cross all the I's, dot all the T's, and that, nothing's overlooked, from anybody's standpoint. So I don't think there's anything more than that. At least it hasn't been put to me like that yet. So, babe, I understand completely. I understand that you're frustrated. I understand that the whole situation there. We have some, have a few things that upset us about it, the process, but the bottom line is we got to do whatever it takes at this point. Okay, like I said, I can't make you come up here, babe, but I mean, I okay. So, alright, I'm finishing up. Let me run. I'll call you back. What do you mean, okay? Huh? Yeah, I mean that she's probably trying to tell you the same thing. I haven't met with her, so I mean, why don't you give her a call and see what she's got to say? I'm with the other gentleman that we were with at Starbucks. All right, thanks. Bye. All right, so
just so you're aware, our whole goal here is to find Gannon.
I know. I know. I mean, I was kind of alarmed myself.
Sure.
Coming
I
in.
understand.
Being in the military, I've been through stuff like this, so I'm a little more even keeled. She's stressed, tired. The whole shebang.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's feeling some guilt because it was on her watch. I mean, I don't want to go down that road, but so and she's a firecracker anyway. So
yeah, our entire goal here is to locate Gannon.
Right.
Okay, and we're going to do everything. We're not going home tonight. Okay, so we're going to do everything we can to find him.
Right.
Okay, so it's just part of the process. I know it sucks. Okay, so we'll kind of get back to, I understand about the TikTok. Has there been any other, I know a lot of the games now that the kids are playing, they have a chat function. Is there any games that you're aware of that he has played, whether it was on the Switch or whether it was on his phone or anything else, that he was chatting with people?
There was only one instance that I remember, and he mentioned it one time, and we nipped it in the bud. He never mentioned it again, and he's not one to, because of he has mentioned he had the ADHD school, he has to take medicine for that. That's really his only thing other than tummy stuff. He gets really obsessed. I call it laser focus, but he gets obsessed on something. So I didn't check on it directly. I'll say that. But once I said no, absolutely not. Just like I told you before, I don't let him play online games yet. I just feel he's too young for that because of this kind of stuff.
Sure.
The first time he mentioned that, I said no, and if I catch you, then all hell's gonna break loose or whatever, And he never mentioned again, which, picking up on his signals, he would have.
What game or
I really
don't remember?
I'll be honest, I don't remember.
Okay.
But another example that relates to that concept, he was watching this Fright Night at Freddy's or something, some kind of cartoon that had some scary vampire stuff in it. he mentioned he had a nightmare one time. I also saw something that it was kind of too much for little kids. And same thing, I told him, no, it's done. You're done with that. Don't watch it no more. But to my point about him getting obsessed, he kept kind of like, Daddy, this, and, you know, what about this? Can I watch just this one? It's not bad. You know what I mean? Right. So the fact that he does, that's the way he does when he thinks he's going to try to win me over. Sure. But in the other instance, it was never. It was like cut and dry. Don't do it no more. Maybe he was doing it behind my back, but I mean, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Sure. So, do you know that when he goes to play, does he play games there at the friend's house? Or like Braden's house? Or?
Yeah, so I always ask. Apparently at Braden's house, most of the time they're watching cartoons, and I'll ask, and it's acceptable. I mean, he never comes back and says, because my little girl will tell on him, because they're usually together. Okay. So she'll come and rat him out anyways, you know. Okay. Which
that's good though.
Yeah, don't tattle, but thanks, you know, right? But apparently at the Braden's house, they do play games some, but he was like, yeah, we don't play much because it belongs to the dad or something like that. So they don't do it. They actually, the reason I like them so much, they play outside more than anything. Okay. They play sports, and I mean, it's just when it turned cold a little bit, they've been going inside. And I get on them. I was like, Gannon, I'm not sending you over there to be inside. You can be inside here. You say you're going to play, you better be playing. So I try to keep that in balance. Now the other little kid we mentioned, this is my daughter's friend Lily, who has a brother Reese that Gannon gets along with. They do more along the lines of playing games and stuff. But they rarely go over there anymore anyway. So. Okay.
Well, the reason why I ask is because we've had kids that have been some way involved in an investigation that they'll go over to a friend's house in order to get that Wi-Fi or get online.
Well, I rarely. This is. I don't want to delve into like what me and Herb talked about, but one point of concern is I typically don't let him take his Switch to his friend's house. Okay. Now they have the little carrying case for when we get in the truck, and they know, put in the case.
I have no idea about Switch. Is that?
It's like you remember Game Boys?
Right. But does it have a chat function that you can?
I think there's that. On there. Okay. Because he, and maybe, I'll take that one on the chin, but like, he's always been too young to even. I mean, it's hard to get him to text. So I'm like, if he's not going to text, is he going to get on the thing and chat? And, I probably need to look more into it now, but that's kind of how I've approached it. So. Okay. But once again, drawing on that other situation when he's mentioned it at one time and I cut it off and he never mentioned it again. So. Okay.
And then there was mention of a cigar that was found?
Yes, so immediately when he said bath salts, I alerted my wife and I said, look through his book bag. I misunderstood. I thought she said she did and then went back for a second look, but she says the second look was actually the first look. And then her and my stepdaughter found a little pack of those Swisher Sweets, which alarmed me because obviously he's 11, but I mean, he's so, and I think I might have explained this, but not, he's so anti anything like that because of Nana smokes and she's got a lot of health problems. Mom smokes, got a lot of health problems. Mom, there's a lot of assumptions about her and her husband and all the drug involvement that they've got going on. So when we have those conversations, I hammer down on it, and he's scared to death of it. So there's an outside influence is what I'm getting at. I mean, he didn't go to the store and buy Swisher Sweets, Right. So he got that from somewhere. Sure. I mean, I assume it would have had to been because he didn't go out and play that. I can remember that last week he was with my mom was there. So I would assume, it's just an assumption that the kid on the bus had brought it. Maybe the kid with the older sibling, assumption again, but somebody brought it and said, here, check this out, kind of thing. I don't know. Tisha said it fell out of his notebook, so when they would look at his bag.
So at your house, do you have, most everybody has it. Do you have internet?
Yes.
Okay. What electronics in the house is or can be connected to the internet?
We got smart TVs, we got telephones, iPad or two, laptops.
Okay.
got a pretty wide range of stuff. And then he has a Switch, and then my little daughter has a Switch she got. But I don't think we've enabled hers to the internet yet.
Okay.
His we only enabled in beginning for updates and stuff that you have to do. And then I think my wife mentioned recently, past couple of days or weeks, she went on the settings on the internet and disabled his device, so he couldn't even, it won't even let him connect anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, we manage it. And more times it's because we can't do what we want to do or whatever.
Right.
But she did do that like about a week ago. She said. So.
Does he have access to iPads and that kind of thing?
He never gets on it anymore. He used to, but like I have the one iPad I think in the house. She might have one, but I haven't seen it. She rarely uses it for that. And actually, I let my daughter use the iPad to FaceTime her mama and watch her little stuff on YouTube,
Sure.
the little girl stuff that she watches. But he has a phone, and you guys still have that, of course.
Right.
Have you gone through that process yet?
I think it's in process right now.
All right. Yeah, and we're pretty strict on what he watches. Of course, I don't monitor him directly, but he knows the rules. So I mean, he's 11 now, so if he breaks them, that's on it's on me, but it's on him, and he gets punished accordingly. Usually, it's restriction for a week or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, with all that stuff, there hasn't been too much sneaking that I've found yet. Nor my wife. But he's pretty obvious when he is sneaking. Like he'll be, instead of sitting on the couch watching his phone, he'll be under a cover or something, or inside his shirt, something like that. So.
Well, my question would be, and that's why I'm asking these questions, is that he texts you saying that this friend has an older brother who drives a car that wants these bath salts. How did they connect? How did they talk?
I'm assuming, and this is completely an assumption again, I'm assuming it's a kid on the bus, or a kid, I mean, I would assume it's on the bus. Obviously goes to the same school, but that they ride on the bus. I don't know, he has not mentioned, that was the first mention of like another friend. So, but I mean, obviously it's significant because, a lot of times, a lot of times the older sibling influences, and the kids, the younger ones are like so eager to be cool, or call it peer pressure, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, and it really it kind of has blown my mind, because obviously I don't think the kid told him bath salts and we're gonna do drugs. He might have said, oh, you got, however he put it. Kid's like, yeah, we got this and got that, I'll bring you some, or whatever, That, knowing my son, that's probably how it went. Because if you asked him, if you said drugs, or like I said, tobacco or smokes or anything like that, he would absolutely be like, no, that cause you, hurt my mom, hurt my nana, and everything else. So that's why there's some outside influence somewhere, and it could be the other kid, the friend, that's saying, come on, my brother says this. I don't know. I'm trying to create all the scenarios, but
well, that's why I'm asking about, does he have an iPad? Does he have access to it? If it's not on the bus, there's got to be some way they're communicating. It sounds like it probably is either the bus or school.
That's I mean, yeah, because I mean, unless you find it on his phone that he's learned how to delete stuff, and I'm not ruling that out. Maybe so. Maybe he has and learned and is trying to hide things. But I did, and I don't know if you guys understood what I said. I went on my AT&T account and pulled up his phone record of his text log, and there was nothing but basically what was shown on the phone. Now we do know sometimes on Wi-Fi, text can be hidden from your phone record, but it's not going to be hidden from inside the phone itself.
Right.
So.
Right.
So yeah, I'm open to whatever you guys find from that, but I'm pretty confident that because my wife said, I mean, the only day he really had the phone was when he was on the phone with me, or texting me. So
what time did you find out that? I know you said the get home time.
Yeah.
Do you know what time your wife got a hold of you and said, hey, he's still not home?
I think, I mean, it was a little bit after the timeline, so I think it was around 6, so 1800-ish.
Okay.
I probably could piece it together by looking back.
And that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure if she had called you guys already, or the dispatch or whatever. But that's where she got some heartburn too, and just be straight up, because I know there was some other things going on that you guys were responding to. I say you guys, but the deputies were responding to, but it was like over 3 hours before anybody showed up. So
no, I got you.
Yeah,
I'd be upset too.
But I'll tell you this. I called. She called the first time. I called the second time, and no, she called the first time. I called the second, third, and fourth time, because she was freaking out. I didn't want her to cuss anybody out or something. Because I know you guys got a job to do. So the second one, I got a male. First time was female. Second time was a male, and he's like, somebody's on the way. And then, maybe it was only 3 times. Then I called back and got the same female that I got the first time, and she said they had been diverted. So I was upset. I'll be honest. I said, "Ma'am, if you haven't already hit record right now, because I'm gonna tell you, I was very upset that after 3 hours there was still something higher priority than at least sending one person."
Right.
And I kind of was proven, I don't want to say right, but proven just on that, because when one showed up, there was like 8 that showed up. So, then that drives my wife crazy again,
Right.
because,
Right.
and I'm not just complaining, I'm just
explaining
to you why she.
Absolutely, I get it. I absolutely get
Because
it.
if you could send 8, you could have sent 1. Is the thought process where it happened. So, nonetheless, yeah. What else you got?
No, I don't know what was going on as far as the patrol guys.
Yeah.
But I understand your frustration.
Yeah.
We're about done. Let me go check if I need to ask anything else, or if I need to get some clarification on something. We'll get you finished up here, okay?
Okay. One question.
Yeah.
Do y'all have anything yet?
We've got loads of people out right now.
Right.
So I don't know, since I've walked in here, if we've gotten anything additional.
Okay.
But when we know something, you're going to know something.
All right. Fair enough. Thank you.
I'll be right back. Sorry that took a little bit. Phone's done.
Okay.
Have that back. Okay, we're going through this stuff right now, so I don't know what's on it yet.
Okay.
Okay, it takes a little while to go through all that. Couple questions. Who is your internet provider?
Xfinity.
Xfinity. Okay. And do you have Wi-Fi in the house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know some people don't activate the Wi-Fi portion of it, so.
No, we only use Wi-Fi. I don't think we have any hardwired cables.
Okay. What kind of shoes does Gannon have?
He has.
And do you know which ones he was wearing?
Yes, I'm assuming because he has a pair of Nike's school nice shoes, and then he has a pair of Nike's play shoes, kind of like the ones he had first.
Sure.
The black nice ones are at the house.
Okay.
So he should have the blue. It's kind of like mine. I have the white sole, but
Okay.
it's more like a lighter sea green, turquoise kind of. Anyways, whatever, like a blue Nike shoe.
Okay, they're Nike.
Yeah.
And do they have the Nike swoosh or whatever they call it?
Somewhere on it, yeah. I don't remember exactly. I know his laces look frayed. On those, they're kind of frayed and knotted, and because they're old.
Those are his knock around.
Yeah, his play shoes or whatever. Yeah.
Tell me about what would you say your relationship with Gannon is?
I think it's great. He opens up to me a lot, like because I've set the stage for openness without judgment with him. That I've made sure he's able to talk to me without having to feel bad. That whatever his feelings are his feelings. That I'm not going to dictate that. And that's part of that counseling that I started.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a great relationship. I mean, we play. I'm busy. I'm in the Army. I work a good bit.
Right.
But I play his video game. We'll play video games together. He always is telling me about his latest show or game or whatever. So
school says he loves games.
Yeah, he does, and he does a coding after school too. So I'm trying to translate that into a skill. Starting now, see if he really is interested in it. So well, he actually said a couple of years ago, he's like, I want to be a video game designer or something. So if that works, and he loves
money.
Yeah, it is, and he loves that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've
so no real issues between you and him.
No, we've never. I mean, he's never like. Sometimes he's never snapped at me or like really. He hasn't bowed up at me or anything like that. Like you get.
Give him time.
Yeah, I know he will. But he's a kind, tender-hearted little kid. Him and his sister go at it, but that's natural.
That's what I was gonna go through everybody in the family.
Yeah, they go at it, but it's petty stuff. I mean, he's never laid a hand on her that I know of, or I can remember. And likewise with her, they just whose turn is it to sweep, and then they get into a fight about it. That kind of stuff. Right. Then his stepsister. I mean, she's 17. And she's joined the Air Force Reserves, and so she's got a car. So like, you know how that goes. So she's out. Basically, she's out and about. I mean, they get along. There are no issues there. She's done a lot of babysitting them over the years since me and her mama got together. So she takes more of a like supervisory role, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, they're brothers and sisters. We try to treat them like that, but they're not like Lane and him are as far as they're natural. But no issues there. Him and Leticia, same thing. I mean, no real issues. It is a little harder on him because of his mom's back home and all that stuff. It's blended family stuff. Everybody goes through it. That's in the blended family. Me and her with that, it's hard for me because I expect them to be treated all equally, and so not that she treats them any less. It's just she's got her daughter, and then of course she probably says the same thing about me. So fair enough.
I think that's probably normal.
Yeah, fair enough on that one. But
no major issues.
No issues. I mean, he always says I love you, Tisha, and she cares for him and stuff. So I mean, nothing there. So.
Okay, I've asked you a bunch of stuff. I know we've gone over this a couple times now. Do you have questions for me? I don't have any updates for you at this point. But like I said, as soon as we do get updates, we're going to be giving you a call.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we still got. In fact, before I came up here, 10 to 15 people just left from my house. back out on the beating streets and looking out, putting up flyers and stuff. So Colorado Springs knows about it at least. But yeah, I mean, other than updated information, I don't really have any questions. My wife is concerned, I will tell you that, so maybe I can ask you that about, like, she's like, why are you still in there? Do we need to get a lawyer? I'm like, I don't think it's that. I don't think, like
I told you, we're trying to find him. That's what this all is about.
I see that. I don't know. Did she ever get in touch with Bethel?
I don't know.
She said she couldn't get a hold of her, so.
We want to make sure that we get every little scrap of info that we possibly can. Okay, we have an 11-year-old out there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
And we want to find him. Okay, so that's my whole goal in this whole conversation with you, is to get as much info from you as I can. Okay, is there something that I haven't asked you that you think may be relevant to any of this?
No, I mean, what I keep trying to figure out is I keep going two directions. Like, once we found out the come and go was not part of the equation, I'm stuck on either he's at somebody's house in a neighborhood, the kid with the brother that obviously is doing drugs and overdosed, or they got him doped up or something and he's still there, or the other scenario, and somebody's got him, and who knows?
One other question I forgot to ask, and I want to ask this. Is there anyone in the neighborhood that you're aware of that he has had issues with?
No, not that I can think.
Adult, kid, doesn't matter.
No, all the people he hangs out with, like I said, we don't do a background check, but we kind of do the once over.
We do the old-fashioned parenting.
Exactly. Yeah. We do the once over on them, and if they're, just to be real, I don't know who's gonna see this, but like that one kid, Lily, that lives behind us, not down the street, but behind us, we're not as approving of some of their lifestyle that you smell and when you go. Right. So we limit that a little bit, and that's my prerogative as the parent.
Absolutely.
So and honestly, I really don't care who sees that. I reserve that right to say where they can and can't go. So but with them, I mean, they've never even he's never said he had an issue with anybody. No fighting at school. Like you got the same report from the school that he doesn't. I mean, he's kind of even keeled. He doesn't go high or low with anybody.
No behavioral issues, nothing like that. Yeah.
And that kind of is, that's how I am. I'm kind of, maybe I'm boring, but I'm steady.
Right.
My daughter, she's dramified. But most of that you can attribute to second, third grade girl stuff. Where she's my best friend today, and like 2 days later, I don't even know who she is, and then she's my best friend on Monday.
Right.
So she has a lot of those ebbs and flows, but he's just like whatever.
But any issues that he has told you about from school? Maybe a teacher didn't see it or whatever.
No, his teacher loves him. I can't think of anything. He has not come home and said that. In fact, funny you asked it, because like there was one little boy on the bus that's picking on my daughter, and I told him, I said, don't touch him, don't hit him, don't threaten him, but go to him and tell him to leave my sister alone. Make it known that we're watching. And he won't do it. So that kind of sums up. I'm not just saying that because he's my son. He's not out there fighting or doing the wrong things.
Well, and I don't mean to say that. I'm just like someone at school maybe having a problem with him.
We've not.
He hasn't come to you and told you about anything like that?
Not that I can think of. No. Nothing even like. He always gets the highest mark. Well, upper level marks of behavior and all that stuff. So it's like, but to be fair, he's on that medicine, which kind of he's in the zone and he's focused on his schoolwork, and he doesn't, he doesn't really let the stuff on the outskirts bother him. Now when he's off and when he's, in kind of all over the place mode, he gets a little bit more frustrated, and I see that a lot more at home with his sister. So him not being at school, there was a couple times we forgot his medicine or something. We skipped a day, and he, teacher emailed and said, hey, he's kind of been chatty. She called it chatty, which I know means he's been out there. Right. But then I just let her know, hey, it's my fault. We didn't give him his medicine today. So, but yeah, like I said, nothing aggressive, no fighting. And once again, I'll attribute that to the openness we share between me and him, and then the counseling, where he can get it out and doesn't have to. Because I had some stuff as a kid with my family, breaking up, and I didn't have counseling, so I was like, you had to figure it out on the inside. But sometimes, sometimes you let it build up.
Yep. Well, I want to get you out of here. I know you want to get back out there, and so we'll end with any questions for me.
No.
When I know something, you will.
That was my only thing. Just because I got obviously the whole community's pulling for it, and I like the people, if they offering their support and prayers, I like to say.
Well, there's a whole lot of people watching and looking.
I know.
So
I know. I trusted you guys. Like I said, my wife, she's more of a firecracker. So
right.
Best of luck if she makes it up here.
Well, let's get you out of here.
Immediately following this interview with Al, sends a text message to Leticia and says, hey, call. Leticia does call him back, and they speak for 12 minutes and 28 seconds. A minute later, Harley tries to FaceTime her mother, who does not answer. She sends a text message to Leticia at 5:45. Someone is here with pizza. And she said, it's pizza. Harley, following the rules of the house, was told not to open the door for anyone, asked, do I open? And Leticia says, yes. 5:52, Leticia FaceTimes Harley, and they speak for 3 minutes and 34 seconds. And then about 8 minutes later, at 6 o'clock, the sheriff's office, the special victims unit, calls Leticia, and they speak for 34 minutes and 57 seconds. Now, I can only imagine that is because she was refusing to go back to the station to be questioned. So they had additional questions for her after speaking with Al. The call with the Special Victims Unit started at 6 p.m. and the duration was 34 minutes. She was still on that call while she texts Harley and says, what's going on there? Harley says, Albert came and he left. Well, he's back now. And then she immediately texts, Al, where are you? And he said, home. She said, what questions did they ask you? You can see she's starting to get paranoid because she doesn't know where Al is. And she's being asked these questions on the phone, and she has to know what Al was asked so that she can answer the correct questions instead of just answer the truth. That's what honest people do. 6:24, again, she's still on the call with the Special Victims Unit. She sends another text to Harley and says, what's Albert doing? They are asking me dumb questions. Harley says, he's talking to the news because they're here. She's still on the call with the Special Victims Unit. Al sends her a text. She says, same ones how? She needs specifics. She needs to know exactly what were you asked. She's still on the call. She sends a text to Harley. Is he still with the news? Harley says they're about to leave. And then Leticia says, anyone else there? They're leaving. Just you, Albert, and Lena? Yes, me and Lena. I don't know if they need people are still packing stuff into the cars, but only me and Lena are inside. Packing what? Camera equipment. Where's Albert though? He left to go look again. So keep in mind, Al is at home. She is not at home. She refused to go to the police station, but she's sending all these text messages, answering phone calls, wanting to know what's going on. Now, someone that's frantic wanting to find her stepson, you would think she would be at home. But no, I believe she was out hiding Gannon's body. 6:35, at this point, she's just hung up with the sheriff's office. She sends a text message to Al and says, I need to talk to you. And why is Lena still with Harley? Hello, this is important. And she tries to call Al and he doesn't answer. She tries again to call Al, he doesn't answer. And then a few minutes later, she's starting to really get paranoid. She doesn't know where Al is. She doesn't know what he said to the police. She knows nothing. She doesn't know if they're on to her and if she needs to get details from Al. So she's paranoid. she starts texting Al. You are supposed to be my teammate and we need to talk. And where are you? I don't know what's going on with you, but Harley's going to need to leave. You said you came and left. Albert, they were asked bad stuff about you. That's why I said a lawyer. Where are you guys? Did you do those things? You see how she's projecting onto Al? I believe this is an attempt to get Al on her side. If Al feels like they're not only on to her, but to him, then he'll be on her side and he'll hire the lawyer. This is all manipulation. Her paranoia causes her to call Al at 6:43, 6:44, 6:51, and he doesn't answer any of those calls. So she then calls Harley. 6:56, she calls Harley and they speak for 3 minutes and 38 seconds. And then the Kia rental is located in the short-term parking, not at the rental car return. That wraps up the Al Stauch first interview with investigators. I do want to let you know that I also have the second interview, and I'm currently working on putting that video together for you. On top of that, I've submitted a request for the first video of Landon, Gannon's mother, so you can expect that coverage as well once it's released to me. As always, thank you for supporting the channel and helping make it possible for me to bring these FOIA videos forward. If you'd like to help support future releases, please consider joining the channel or sharing this video so others can see it too. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next installment.